Hello, everybody. Welcome to this fucking awesome masterclass. So I'm very punctual today, so I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if everybody can get in because I wanna make sure that those that wanted to attend can get in on time. Hello. Okay, so if you guys are here, I want you to say hi. Make sure you say hi in the comments. You can introduce yourself. This is going to be somewhat interactive. I am going to be coaching you on this masterclass, so please utilize it. You very rarely get opportunities like this. So again, I'm going to wait a couple minutes, just make sure that everybody that wants to be on this masterclass gets in on time because, as you may have noticed in both this thread and in the emails that I sent you, hello, Michelle. You're going to notice that this is going to be taken down in 24 hours. I have a really big announcement in this video, and I am only, hi Liz, I see Jess is here, hi everybody. So because I have such a large announcement that I know is going to kind of go a little bit crazy, I'm only leaving this replay up for 24 hours just to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself with the amount of replies that I get because anyways, I know I'm being cryptic. I'm doing it on purpose. Okay, cool. People are coming in. There were like over 100 signups for this masterclass, so I do want to make sure that people can get in when they can. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my notes in the meantime. I know not everybody's going to be able to make this, but I want to make sure at least quite a few of you do. So if you're just joining, just say hi. Feel free to take screenshots and share with people on Instagram that you're doing something really good for yourself right now, like taking a really dope masterclass on how to scale your business. This is huge, so celebrate yourself, share it. Let's see. Make sure that I get these notes up right. Okay. Yeah, lots of notes. This is going to be meaty. This is going to be a meaty ass masterclass, and you guys are going to really learn a lot from it. Okay. I don't know if I'm being too hasty by just wanting to start now, because I kind of do. I feel like people that were punctual should be rewarded, but maybe that's just me being punitive in Capricorn season. Anyways, it's been 3 minutes. People can rewind it and go start at the beginning, but as of right now, hello everybody that's here. Really happy to have you. For anybody watching the replay that found me on TikTok, because I did blast this on TikTok, if you do not know me, my name is Sean Engel. I'm the founder of Witchy Wisdoms, the owner of Witchy Wisdoms, the company. I am a business coach by trade, and I specialize in brand strategy and mindset, manifestation, magic, and tons of other really cool businessy in and outs. I have written a book for Cosmopolitan titled Love Spells. You can buy it on Amazon. I own a podcast network that has wonderful podcasts underneath it, including the Power of 3 podcast. Jess is here right now taking this class. Let's Be Witches, my own True Crime Astrology, and The Boss Mystic, which is the name of the network as well. I'm already running out of breath. I have been on this platform for a little over 3 years. My business has been steadily scaling for 3+ years. I started doing this as a witchcraft blogger. Essentially, I was writing down things that I was learning in therapy and marrying them with the tarot and trying to find a broader and more esoteric way of healing my pain. And it became so successful. I healed incredibly from the integration, and then sharing it helped other people tremendously. It then turned into growing a social media platform, Instagram in the beginning, and then now Twitter, TikTok, all the good ones. And it's just exponentially grown since then. It was a life coaching business after I realized that I really knew how to heal people. And then it turned into business coaching, teaching other spiritual leaders how to be just that, be spiritual leaders rather than just people with spiritual gifts. Because I truly believe that if you are in This day and age, with a spiritual gift, if you have it in this day and age, that is your gift. You deserve to charge for it, and you deserve to make a living off of it. It's just like a super tall guy being given the gift of also being very agile and fast. That guy deserves to get paid for basketball because that's his gift. Your gift is being an intuitive or a psychic or whatever it is, but you deserve to share with the world. You deserve to be paid for it because no one's going hungry. No one's going hungry paying $1,500 in rent a month and you're too scared to share your gifts with the world. That's not what we're about. We're about uplifting. We're not obviously going to be cutting corners and being petty and stealing from people. You wouldn't even think of that. It already makes you feel grimy, so why do you think that would be something you would do? No, instead, you're honoring an energetic exchange. This is something that's very, very similar to like the barter system back in the day. You know, people would come to witches and they would bring them pies and shit to heal them, right? Exchange for services. Now it just exists in a capitalistic society where people have to pay you for your time and your energy. And in the first module, we are going to be talking about tiers of that, tiers of services so that everybody is allowed a little bit of a piece of you, whether it's free content to very, very high valued content. This is how we're going to hit those 5K months and beyond. I am being extremely generous when I say 5K months because honestly, these are the same strategies that I use to hit 5-figure months. So if you follow these and you really listen to me, there's absolutely no reason why your success can't absolutely soar. Okay, so that's my spiel. Let's get into this. Your 5 steps to 5K masterclass. All right, so to hit 5K, you need 3 things. You need a plan, you need tactics, and you need a coach. And I am here to give you the plan away for free and give you a little bit of my time as your coach. So really cool shit, right? If you have your worksheet, you should have it out. I gave you steps 1 through 5. You can also watch the replay, work through it later, or you can work alongside me. And if you have questions, I am putting my notes over the chat box because I tend to get extremely distracted, but I will be answering them as soon as I have time for questions. There will be a Q&A at the end, and for each little step, there's going to be an opportunity for you to like put in some comments for some free coaching. All right, so now we're going to get into it. I'm going to be talking fast and hard because this is how I coach, so get used to it. So step 1. Check your offering tiers. This is what I was just getting at. So, do you have a business model that will realistically get you to 5K months? Or do you need to create something that will realistically get you to 5K months? I am not ever going to ask anybody to sell 500 readings. That is absolutely bananas. Nobody is able to do that. You would be so energetically drained. Like, think about it this way. If you're in the service industry and you work, I don't know, you used to work 10-hour shifts. If you did 10 hours a day of tarot every day, how you go berserk. I don't know how you would even do that. So that's not what we're aiming for here. What we're looking for is gaps in your product suite. We're looking for ways that you can fill in so that you can start offering people more of your energy and offer lower tiers for a little bit less of your energy. So let's say that your readings are a certain price. You then want to add in maybe a subscription, or then you want to add in like an actual consultation with you. Like, there's ways to get very creative about giving your services away. There's also one of the best and highest ways to make a good solid amount of money, i.e. 5K, is to create a course. So let's say you're an energy healer, I don't know, Reiki, and you create a course where you could teach people about energetic properties and how to balance your chakras. Excuse me, I honestly have literally zero idea about Reiki. I've never studied it, but you know, take it and run with it. You create a 6-week course with a ton of value where you're showing up and you charge $100 a week, you know, like $600 because maybe this is like your first course, because that's on the very low end, and you get, what is that, like 9 or 10 people in. That's your 5K, boom, done. And then if you have like readings sprinkled around it, then you're like almost at, you know, $6,000 or $7,000. So there's ways to stack your income in ways that make sense and don't completely exhaust you. And in the entire month, If you're trying to make that 5K and you're trying to fill your course program, you could be strategically launching, you could be warming up your audience. I mean, there's so many things that you could do with the last, 21 days of this month that will get you to 5K. So check your offering tiers is step one. Really have a think about this. If you're offering literally one type of reading, you need to reconfigure it. If you're not offering something for higher level people or people that want to go deeper that exists in at least the $1,000 range, you're going to exhaust yourself. So start getting creative, get outside help, get a coach essentially. And that's what I want you guys to do right now actually. So I want what you feel called to offer, and I will tell you either how to price it or like what kind of gaps that you're missing within that market. Like, what are you offering right now? Or what was in your head when you heard that this masterclass was happening? Like, what were you thinking of to sell? And I'll tell you if that's a viable option. So make sure, yeah, you can drop it in the comments. I'm gonna work through the step one just a little bit deeper while you guys are doing that so that I can show you exactly how a coach lets you bounce things and ideas off of them. So again, we're talking about creating a realistic business model that will get you to 5K. So I'll go through my product suite. I don't actually offer private tarot readings anymore because I have a residency at Witch Baby, and even that I'm going to have to cut down on because of my book deals and all of the courses that I'm doing, because that's what scaling looks like, BBs. But my readings are $55. I would do them for 30 minutes, $55. That is not going to get me to 5K, or I would be working my fucking ass off. And that's not sustainable. Let's just be real. So, and especially as a business coach who is also serving witches, I have a lot of room within my brand to be able to create courses that fit both niches and then also combine the two. So I have courses that are priced at, I have a Witchypreneur membership that's like $50 a month. Okay, I have a tarot reading school that's like $150 a month, and various packages within there that's like between 2 and 6. I have, my one-to-one coaching. I have the boot camp and group programs. All of those range from like a $55 like energy exchange to all the way up to almost $10,000 of an energy exchange. And that $10,000 one, actually it's more, it's 7,000 something, I believe. That gets you 5 months of my coaching with me literally texting you every single day, making sure your business is on track. So the value is super high. But if I were to sell 3 of those packages, we just made almost $30,000 in like one weekend. And this is what I mean about offering these different tiers of services, right? So you need to get really creative with your product suite. You need to have a big array of ways that people can work with you so that not only are they accessible, but you can also stack this income so that you don't exhaust yourself. Okay, so let's see. All right, nobody wants to comment? I know there's a lag in the video, but anyways, if you don't feel comfortable commenting and asking for my advice, that's also fine, but I'm just gonna keep it pushing, so if you don't make it in time for the question, you're just gonna be kind of SOL, because it's kind of late for me and I don't feel like going back. All right, so product suite. Step 2, check your client base. And I am not talking about quantity, I'm talking about quality. I have 23,000 followers on Instagram alone. I have almost 40,000 followers on social media collectively. I still have trouble with launching sometimes. It just happens. Sometimes people aren't ready to buy. Sometimes people just don't want what you're offering. It all just depends. We're not talking about the number. So if you have 300 followers on Instagram, this doesn't mean that things are going to inevitably be harder for you. What it means is you have to understand your following and you need to talk to them in a way that's really going to keep them warm. And I'm going to get into that in step 3. But step 2 is to check your client base. So do you know who is following you and where they are? You're really going to need to check in with them and understand who your followers are instead of just spewing out content and throwing spaghetti at the wall. It's not engaging. People don't care. And honestly, when you're thinking about this too, when you're thinking of developing your product suite, you have to think about who the ideal person is going to buy this? Like, who is that? Who is that person that's really going to benefit the most from the things that you're putting out? If you don't have a person in mind and you're just like, oh, this seems like a good idea, it's inauthentic and it's not going to work. The sales process isn't going to work because you don't know who you're talking to. So you really want to be able to check in with that client base. So now think about how many new clients you would need to make it to 5K. So you're building out your product suite, you have this one thing that you really want to launch, you feel really passionate about it. It doesn't have to be a $1,000 offer where you get 5 people in. If you're looking at the end goal to be the thing that gets you to 5K, like for example, like if you're just looking for it to be easy, like, oh, 5 people seems like a way more feasible number than you're looking at it the wrong way. What you want to do is create an offer that you're so excited about that you want to share with people. Because if you're just like trying to fill up a course and you're looking at people like their dollar signs, it's inauthentic and it's not going to work. So now think about how many clients you will need to get yourself to the 5K. So I can't really do math right now, but like even if it's like $100 offer and you get 50 people in or whatever the number is, just think about it, use that as a point of manifestation. So, all right, so in order to do this, in order to really connect with your following, and this is something that you should be doing constantly. You should constantly be checking in with your audience, because if you're not, you are wasting your platform. Start using your stories. Do sneaky stickers. This is what I call them. There are ways to get leads without really talking about what you're talking about. You know, creating polls where you're just trying to massage the truth out of people, or doing question stickers where you're trying to get people to comment and tell you exactly what they need. This is a way that you're kind of mining people's minds so that you can collect data, understand what your community needs from you, and then from that, create what you actually want. Sometimes you're going to have a disconnect. Sometimes people are going to really want something that you don't want to offer. And when there's that disconnect, don't sell it. Only sell something that you really want to offer and that you know your audience needs. And again, this is how you're going to use your sneaky story stickers with the questions, with polls, and my actually new favorite thing that I've been using. I don't know if you've seen it in all my stories, but the chat stickers, creating little chat rooms where you can just open the discussion. So like, for example, let's say that you're a life coach, or I don't know, I'll use the example of energy coach again. And you want to offer some sort of energy balancing course where you teach people how to manage their anxiety. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. What you would do in this case, take your story stickers, take your chat sticker, and have people join a chat room to talk about anxiety. Be like, this is a safe space where we're all going to talk about how we cope with anxiety. And then through this, when you're starting the dialogue and you're talking to real people who are experiencing real things, then you're going to start to understand how to serve them correctly, right? This is the authentic path of being able to do that. Because 9 times out of 10, what really happens with coaches especially, and other businesses as well, but when you become a master at your craft, let's say you become a master at healing or a master at, you know, managing your anxiety, you become so detached from the journey that you don't sell to it anymore. You don't talk directly to the people that are in pain, so they don't feel an attachment to your message. They don't feel an attachment to your sales pitch, and they don't understand why they need it. They might see you feeling great and not having anxiety anymore, but they're still stuck and no one's talking to them and giving them that, like, you know, lifeline that they need. That's what you need to like really get into. That's the sales psychology of it. That's the, you know, the genuine healing process. And that's why when you use these sneaky story stickers, you can get directly there. Okay, so that's step 2. Let's see, people are still here. Okay, so all right, so step 3 is checking your messaging. And of course, because I'm a branding genius, I came up with something so cute that I really love. I called it the rule of 3 E's. That's so dumb. All right, so are you constantly showing up and keeping your audience warm? Because I fucking bet you aren't. And that's okay, because you know what? When we grow in business, we learn how to do things, and that's why you're in this masterclass. So the rule of 3 E's is how to keep your audience warm. We are talking about education, engagement, and expertise. These are the things that you need to be displaying on your platform 24/7. You need to step into this role of an authoritative person, an authoritative healer who knows how to Sherpa the masses. Otherwise, nobody's going to listen to you. And once you're ready to offer something, people will jump on it immediately because they'll be so excited to learn from you. So the 3 E's, again, are education, engagement, and expertise. So number 1, education. Especially if it's on brand and this is something that you're going to launch that's going to get you to 5K, you want to educate your audience on why they need the thing, not on the logistics. People are not buying products anymore, they're buying people. So you want to talk about why they need to heal, what they need to feel like. Educate them on the vision, educate them on the process, educate them on the final product. Give them that. Give them all of the know-how of what things look like from A to B, not in modules, because nobody cares about modules. I can't tell you how many times I've spent hours on sales pages for people to be like, oh, I can't find the payment button when it's at the end. No one reads them. What they want is to see your passion behind it. So educate them on why you're passionate about eliminating anxiety from their life, why they need to get breath work that makes them invigorated so that they can go and kick ass in their, gym class or something. I don't know. Whatever your offer is, educating them on why they need to feel this version of themselves is what is going to drive things home. Number 2 in the 3 E's is engagement. Talk to people. You are not better than anybody that is following you. It is an integrative experience. Talk to the people that are following you. Open up dialogues, make conversation, ask them what they do for a living, answer their comments. If they're talking to you, they're talking to you for a reason. Make sure that you don't turn a blind eye to anybody, because you never know who that person could be. That person could be your next best friend, could be your next best client, could be your next opportunity, could be your next coworker. You have no idea. So give everybody a fair shake. I mean, trust me, I have a ton of followers. If I answered everybody, I'd probably go a little bananas too. So do it at, the amount that you possibly can. But really hinge on engagement. The whole platform, the whole algorithm of Instagram is built off of your ability to engage and your ability to use all of the different tools that Instagram offers you. So when they introduce a new sticker to help you engage with your audience, use it. Talk to people and make sure that they're feeling seen by you, because it feels really good to not be ignored. And if we are healers, that's what we're here to do for people. Okay? Engagement, number 2. Number 3, and this one is huge, but we're talking about expertise. Now, I have said this word to so many of my clients recently, and they immediately go, I don't know, I'm not an expert. Yeah, you are. You're an expert in your life. You have lived your life and you are being brought through this path. You're an expert in exactly every experience that you have had because you've lived it. So fucking talk about it, and talk about it like that. There's so many people that are not thriving like they should be on social media, have incredible gifts, but they're not owning their shit and they're not stepping in with an authoritative role. So nobody's taking notice. They're not commanding attention. So you have to come in with an expertise saying like, listen, the reason why I developed this course is because of all of these things leading up to it. And this is how I know that it's the perfect thing for you, because I know this, I know that, and I know the other thing. You don't need to have a law degree. In fact, you don't need to have a business degree. You need to just really talk to your experience and talk to your truth. And if none of this stuff is resonating with you, then you're offering the wrong thing. Your offer needs to include all of this, the ability to have that expertise and the ability to engage and educate. Because if you can't do that, then we need to go back to step 1. But step 3 is imperative as far as that goes. So make sure that you're stepping in as a leader, because people want to feel secure. They want to feel safe. They want to feel like you're holding their hand, and you can't do that if you come in on your stories and you're talking like this. You're like, all of that energy translates, and I just want to shake you and be like, stop it. All right, okay, so that's step 3. Now, I'm gonna be a tease, actually. First, I'm gonna move my notes, see what you guys are saying first. More ands here, cool. All right, Jess, you have a pretty good product suite. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so before I move on to step 4 and 5, I have a very exclusive announcement that I'm only giving to this masterclass. And I only wanted to do it this way because I constantly get bombarded by DMs and emails, and I only have 2 spots to offer this. And I know they're gonna go super fast, so I was like, I'll put it in a 24-hour video and then just kind of like ride the wave. But I have 2 spots open in my one-to-one. Now, the one-to-one is fucking amazing. I know you guys have seen it. I know you've seen my stories. I know you've seen all of the results that I've gotten with people and how just dope it is to have a coach. I think everybody should have a coach constantly, and you know, that would be a wonderful world that we live in. But right now I have 2 one-on-one spots open, and they're for the people that want them. You know, I am not going to fuck around with people that are like, I'm not sure, I'm not really committed. I'm not accepting that energy in. I put so much work into my clients, offer them so much, including like my network, my energy, my connections. Like I give so much value that unless you are 100% ride or die like in, I think that this offer isn't for you. So they're gonna go really fast though. And if you are like that fast action taker that really like you're ready to put your business forth, like I am scaling, I did my numbers for this year. I'm scaling to multiple 6 figures. I'm going to be quadrupling my revenue by the end of the year. And I've only been in business for 3+ years. So if you wanna get on this ride, if you wanna have access to my energy and really fucking kill it, this is your chance. I only have 2 spots open, and I really do not do this often. So I like during this one-on-one, I walk you through all of these steps that I listed below, and I include them more detail, more strategy, personalized branding, plus mindset hacks, because launching is really fucking hard. Like for example, I was launching recently and I was talking with my coach, and every single day when something wasn't working, we would figure out a new strategy, a way to, I keep wanting to use the word rejigger, but it's not, to redirect, I guess is the word. Anyways, you know, just try something new. And then all at the same time, working through mindset stuff and imposter complex and just keeping that vibe high so that people get access to the real genuine part of you, you know? So that's basically what a one-on-one coach does. The coaching process is fantastic. I constantly answer via email and Voxer. I don't know, I can't tout it enough. I'd hire me. But for today only, anybody that signs up by taking this class is going to get my secret launch calendar that has gotten me to 5 figures every single time. So we will be working through it. We will get you to 5 figures at the end of January, and it's going to be fucking amazing. So like I said, if you're in, you're in. I'm gonna put, actually, you know what? You can email Sean@witchywisdoms.com, or you can DM me, but I will put the URL here, so anybody that is joining later can access it. Okay, so there's the mentorship button. I have different tiers of offerings as well, but like I said, I can only accept 2 people in because I have a lot going on. But 2 very lucky people are going to be able to work alongside me. Okay, so that's my announcement. Let's get to step 4. So just as I was talking about the expertise, step 4 is the authority. Why would people buy from you? So now, this is interactive, and I want you to put it in the comments, and then I'll go through everything else and see if you put it in. What makes you so special? I want you to pitch to me. I want you to drop it in the comments, and I swear to God, if I hear anybody saying it's because you make women their most authentic selves, I want you to start over. Just don't even put it in the comments. That phrase is so goddamn overused in the coaching industry. Like, yeah, sure, we all want to be our authentic selves, but what does that mean? How do you do that? Authentic has been so overused, and no, I've even used it in this masterclass, but it's been so used in the coaching industry as jargon that it's lost all meaning. So if that was part of your recipe, ditch it completely. I'm a brand strategist. That's what I do. And if your brand is something that has been used by literally every single whitewashed coach in the industry, you're doing it wrong. So drop now in the comments what it is that you actually do and why people would buy from you. Okay? So while you're doing that, when we're talking about authority, I want you to, again, think about your experience with what you're offering. So let's see. So for example, my business, a business coach, witchcraft business coach. Now, yes, I'm a branding strategist because that's my specialty, and I haven't really struggled with it ever because I just have a gift in it. But when I'm talking about my experience with my business, I talk about the pitfalls in business, and I talk about why a brand is important, and I talk about how course creation and getting to these 5-figure, 5K, whatever months, what my experience with that looks like, and how I can make it easier for the next round of people. Because really, the people that you can help the most, and this is how I develop people's brands intuitively, is that it's really you 3 years ago. That's the person you can help the most, because you're just a couple steps ahead of them, you know? You're just like kind of throwing the thing back so that they can come and follow in your footsteps. Like, I am the image that you are going to be in a matter of like a year or so if you work with me. That's what this is. You're getting access to this. And so what you want to do when you're stepping in as the authority is be like, hey, like what you see, well, you're going to get a piece of it, and this is how and why. So speaking to the experience as an authority, that's really what you're going to get. And you should be confident about it, because I'm going to tell you something right now. You need to remember who the fuck you are. I don't think that you ever do that enough. A lot of us, a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, and I mentioned this in my stories too earlier today, we get so kind of confused in this cluster in our spiritual IG experience that we think that everyone is doing the same thing that we're doing, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. We're just kind of locked in with blinders. So you need to remember who the fuck you are. You're the person that put in a bunch of work into yourself so that you could heal. And now you're putting so much work into yourself that you want to monetize it and make it a business. These are huge deals. And these are things that almost nobody is doing. You know, we live in a time where literally every single person who has a phone can do what I do. Every single person. But they won't, because they don't have the determination, the drive, the energy, all things that I have worked on for years and years and years to cultivate and to grow. So you have to remember who the fuck you are. Again, so I wrote a little bit more about like how you're helping people get from point A to point B, but we kind of went over that already. But I really want you to visualize what it is that you bring to the table, and then step into it. Really just repeat that to yourself. Remember who the fuck you are. Remember who the fuck you are. All right, so let's see if you guys put anything in here. I have been through the trauma that I help women work through. I've suffered from childhood sexual trauma. I offer energy healing and thought-based approach to give my clients the tools to work through their own trauma. I think that's excellent. And like, honestly, it's very needed. What I would do in terms of that pitch is, and you know, we can work on the one-on-one on this, because I know you and I are working together. But I want you to talk about the experience and kind of almost brand it in a way. All right, so if you're helping people work through their childhood sexual trauma, what I think the formula really needs to entail is what makes you different than other sexual trauma coaches, and why, like who they are. Like, speak more to the person that you're helping, not necessarily that like they experienced this thing, because they have, but why is it that they need to get through it? Like, I know I'm being cryptic, I'm not being super specific. But like, let's say that it's getting in the way of their work, or, oh, I didn't even realize I just walked in. So let's say it's getting in the way of their work, or let's say that it's getting in the way of their love life, or, you know, let's say it's blocking their creativity in a certain way. That's the kind of specificity that we're trying to get to, is you work with people that have suffered from childhood trauma that want to get healed enough so that they can develop their own personal relationships, and you do this by XYZ, right? So that's the formula. Now, obviously, that's not something you're going to say every single time to every single person, but when you know that's exactly what you bring to the table every time, you're able to confidently bring it out and be like, yeah, well, this is how I do it, and this is why I do it, and this is for who I do it. So that who, what, where, when, why, all of that needs to be answered within your pitch, and that is going to help strengthen everything. And it's gonna feel super duper aligned. Okay, cool. Jess, prices for the one-on-one are in the mentorship tab, the comment that is listed right before yours. So I highly recommend getting on that ASAP, and then you and I can talk right after this if you would like. Okay, so step 5. I can't believe it's already step 5. It's kind of a quick masterclass. Okay, cool. Step 5, launches. The launch, the dreaded launch. I don't know if you guys have ever like officially launched before. I know you have offerings, but I feel like when I was first starting my business, I thought if I just made an offering that like people would buy it. They don't, because they don't know it's there. 9 times out of 10, people don't even know that there's like this thing in the room, you know? They're not paying attention, so you have to like scream at people's faces. That's what the launch phase is. Your launch phase is basically screaming in people's faces about this amazing thing that you have. And it is extremely strategic. There are tons of tactics that you can use, and it is taxing and exhausting. And that's why you need a coach, because otherwise you'll go crazy. At least that's why I hire one. So launches, they usually take 2 weeks actively. And what I mean by that is that you're actually pitching your offer for 2 weeks. But remember those 3 E's? You're doing that constantly on your platform. So this makes your audience consistently warm. This means that your audience is ready to buy at any moment because they're sitting on the edge of their seat for the next thing that you have to say, because they respect you. Because they respect you as an authority, they respect you as an expert, and then you're going to offer them something super cool, and it's going to speak directly to their soul, and they're going to be on a fucking journey that you get to Sherpa, that you get to heal them in. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. But in the meantime, behind the scenes, you're going to be launching and going crazy. So, all right, already talked about that. What I teach in depth in the one-on-one. And again, like, oh, I can't even tell you how beneficial mindset is throughout the entire launch process, because I'll tell you this, you're gonna offer your program, and then no one's gonna sign up the first day, and then you're gonna feel like a failure, and then you're gonna get somebody who's very interested in the program, but they'll let you know, and then you're gonna feel really great, and then they're gonna ghost you, and then you'll feel terrible, and then all this roller coaster is gonna happen, and then you're gonna fill it, and it's gonna be fine. But the whole 2 weeks is going to be a huge emotional roller coaster, and I know because it is every single time. They've gotten easier, I will say. Now that I have like a pretty built platform, like it's definitely gotten much easier, but this is why you need coaches. So the thing of it is during the launch, you need to show up every fucking day. Every single day. And you need to bring value every single day. So no, you're not just posting a bulletin where you're like, buy my stuff. No. Instead, what you are doing is bringing value to your community and giving them tastes and aha moments of what it's like to have access to your energy. Because if they are gaining even a little bit of magic from you and from being in your sphere, they're going to understand how much more they can gain by actually working with you and having you consistently buy you. So almost like when you have, I don't know, let's say you're dating somebody, right? And like you constantly have that like fun back and forth flirty thing, and you know, you feel really good and that energy is there, and you don't realize that, you know, when things fizzle out, that how much you missed that initial like fun flirty energy. Like that energy is really the thing that pumps you up. It makes things bigger, it makes things feel better, it makes you feel more confident, and having access to that energy on, you know, in a professional business sense rather than just like a fuckboy arena, really makes all of the difference. So when you give them a taste of that in your stories or during the launch process, and then they see how much value you bring, they're like, oh shit, if I had that all the time, I would kill it in my business, or kill it with my energy, or kill it with anxiety, or whatever the case may be. And that's what you're doing in the launch process. Now, I'm not going to give you all of the things that you need to do during the launch because that's a secret. And I am only giving my super secret launch calendar that has things you need to do every single day for a launch to make it not only 5K, but 5 figures to the people that want to sign up with me today. So if you want to schedule a phone call to talk about the one-on-one mentorship and you're super serious and you're not just pulling my leg, I'll give you the launch calendar, no strings attached. I'll just send it your way. But you have to actually be interested, and you can't just be like, oh, well, I just wanted the launch calendar, because that's kind of shitty and you have to, go to sleep at night. So if you can sleep with yourself, then, fine, but whatever. Anyways, I'm a busy person, so I just hope you wouldn't do that to me. Anyways, I digress. You get the launch calendar for free for hopping on the call. So DM me, PM me. You have my Instagram, you have my Facebook. You can send emails to Shawn@witchywisdoms.com. My name is spelled SHAWN, if you did not know that already. The one-on-one offerings are all there, so please take a look at them before you ask to hop on a call with me. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Those are the 5 steps. If you follow those 5 steps and you embody that energy and you get in your launch and do this shit for 2 weeks, you will see results, I promise. If you're in the one-on-one, it's gonna soar. That's just how it happens. But anyways, I'm really grateful that you guys were here. If you have any questions, I'm gonna open up the floor right now. Oops. Liz, the launch terrifies me. The launches are, yeah, they're definitely difficult. I hope it's not lagging. It looks like it's lagging now, but I am done. If you guys have questions, make sure you're dropping them in the comments, because I'll hang out for a couple more minutes to be able to answer. I love that the launch, well, you know what, Liz, too, you're gonna be working with me, so thankfully you'll have me alongside you if it terrifies you. I actually love the launch process now. I used to hate it because I used to be like, oh my God, I'm such a failure. But definitely through my business and through the results have known that it's just kind of how it goes, and I believe in myself, and that's just a fun place to be. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, because again, I know I throw a lot of information at you, but I wanted to make sure that you had the value that you needed, because I do fully believe in the work that I do, and I fully am just excited for the next 2 people that are going to work with me and really like kill the beginning of the year. Because a lot of like what I do with my clients too is create a launch calendar so that you can continuously do this. Yeah, it's fucking dope. I love my work. All right, so seems like you guys don't have any more questions. It has been an absolute thrill. As I said, you know how to contact me if you need to, and I'll be seeing you around. Thank you for joining. I will talk to you later. Bye.